This is the case of missing persons, Brian Shaffer. What happened to Brian Shaffer? It's a mystery today. He was born February 25th, 1979. He was a medical student at Ohio State University. On the night of March 31st, 2006, Shaffer went out with friends to celebrate the beginning of spring break. Later, he was separated from them, and it was assumed that he'd gone home. However, a security camera near the entrance of the bar, and I will show you a picture of that. This is the last footage seen of him. It captured that he was talking to some people, a couple of possibly women, and walked off camera and was never seen again. Columbus police have several theories as to what happened. There's some interest and suspicion directed at a friend who accompanied him that night but declined to take a lie detector test relating to the incident. While foul play has been suspected, even as far as the smiley face killer has been speculated, all the way to him being alive. He decided to leave and he might be still alive. He's the older son of Randy and Renee Shaffer's two sons. He graduated from a local high school in 1997 and went to OSU for his undergraduate work. 6 years later, he graduated with a degree in microbiology. Following that, he began studies at the Ohio State University in the College of Medicine in 2004. During his second year there, in March of 2006, his mother, Renee, died of cancer. His friends say that although he appeared to be handling it well, her death was hard on him. Renee was not only the only woman important in his life. He became romantically involved with a fellow second-year medical student, Alexis Wagoner. She, along with their families and friends, believed that Brian would probably be proposing marriage to her later that year, and they were most likely to take a trip to Miami for spring break at the beginning of April. Now, he went to this bar and he disappeared. He never came back. The bar's name, Ugly Tuna Saloon. It's a South Campus Gateway. This is so interesting. The details of this case are all over. There's a lot of podcasts on this. He got separated from his companions, and supposedly they were looking for him and decided that maybe he had gone home on his own, and so they left. Monday morning, he missed his flight to Miami. He and Wagoner had scheduled for that, and he was then reported missing to the Columbus police. They began their search at the Ugly Tuna Bar where he was last seen. So let me show you the Ugly Tuna Bar. So, actually, I'm not sure if I have a picture of that. I don't think I have a picture of that. Here he is with his parents. Ironically, and this is ironically, a while after his death, the father had been searching frantically for him, and he was out in the yard and a tree branch fell on the dad and he passed away. So the mother's passed away, Brian's missing, and the father's passed away. Here's a missing poster. This is a missing persons poster that was completed for him, and he has disappeared. If he's passed away, there is absolutely no body, so there's no closure on this case. So this is where I like to come in and utilize the help of the tarot cards. And remember that everything is in the question that you ask with the tarot card. The better your question, the clearer the answer can be. So let's go ahead and turn this over to the tarot cards to see if we can gain some insights. That's what I always like trying to do with these cases. We don't know what insights the tarot will give, but let's give it a shot. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull from the Haunted House Tarot. So the first question I'm going to ask is what happened, or tell us the story of what happened that night Brian Shaffer disappeared. This is the Haunted House Tarot. Let me get a light on this card so you can see it better. I believe this might be the Knight of Wands. So there's, it was at night, and it looks like he was, I'm going to say that this card, that he was just navigating his way at night. So let's keep going with the cards. Sometimes you have to take a moment to just pause and actually look and see what's going on that evening. So this is interesting because he may have gone with someone else. Do you see that person peeking through the door? So that's also interesting. Maybe it doesn't mean necessarily that he had sex with somebody else, but that he was seen talking to a couple of women. So that's just indicating that there was some contact with the women. This is the Hangman, and there's brick there. So this feels like it was an unusual way to get out of the building. See the entrance here? It's not the standard way to get out of the building. This is what I'm feeling because I'm focused on the brick. I also am noticing the skeleton in the card, but remember, this is the Haunted House Tarot. So the other thing I have to do with it is pull regular tarot cards on top of these because this is the Haunted House Tarot. It's going to be somewhat of a deck of suspicion. So I want to pull regular tarot cards on it. What happened to Brian Shaffer the night that he disappeared? We're using the Universal Weight Tarot. All right, so there we have a group of people, and he was feeling pretty good that night because that's this is the Six of Wands. Somebody was watching him. And yeah, this is very interesting. So the Judgment card can be that he was judging himself or judging someone else. Feel like he was watching something or being watched, and I feel like he was like wounded. Maybe he was drinking and thinking, about his mother passing away and that. And I'm going to go to my Robin Wood Tarot, and I'm going to ask, at this present time, is Brian Shaffer living? Actually, I'm going to go to Anna Kay. At this present time, is Brian Shaffer alive? At this present time, is Brian Shaffer alive? That's the King of Wands. And wands are, the spiritual. High Priestess. And I'm going to pull one more. And that's the Traveling card. None of these talk about dying. None of these are the Death card or talk about death. So this is the King of Wands, and this is the High Priestess, Secrets. And this is the Six of Swords, traveling, and there's water. I'm looking at the water there, and I'm very interested in that water for some reason, but I don't know why. So I'm going to ask the Robin Wood Tarot, does Clint or the other friend, I can't think of her name, Meredith, does Clint or Meredith know at this time where Brian is? Are they aware of where Brian is? So there's leaving. And there's the friend, the King of Pentacles. That would be Clint. And now that's interesting because that's the family card. That's the rainbow bridge where the mother is, the mother and the father. I have to kind of push this one up because it makes me wonder if the mother's trying to come through and say we're all together here, the mother, the father, the son. So I actually want to try to communicate with the mother. What was her name? Renee or something? Are we able to communicate with Brian's mother? And if so, does she know where Brian is right now? If we can communicate with Brian Shaffer's mother, are you there in the spirit world? She's there with her husband. Oh, look at this. 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Now this one has children in it, but this one does not. She's with the father. So she's reunited with Brian's father. Okay. Do you know where your son Brian is? Do you have that ability to know where Brian is? She talks about the liquor. See the drunk, the 5 of Cups, drunk, and the liquor. So she's wanting to talk about that night with the drunk and the liquor. Isn't that interesting? At the bar, drunk, kind of sad. Like he's kind of sad. Okay, so what happened then? And this is the steampunk tarot, by the way. There was a confrontation. There's a confrontation going on out in the street. There's a confrontation going on out in the street. Okay. All right. Two of Swords. And that's somebody who doesn't see what's happening. Doesn't see. Two of Swords isn't looking or doesn't see. I am literally sitting at the edge of my chair. The 3 of Cups. This is the drinking card with friends again. Why are you talking about that? So you're talking about drinking in the beginning and then drinking with friends. And then something wasn't seen, the 2 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles talks about having a plan. Doing things by the book. This is doing things at the right time, and this is like with women. You know, there's something about women, with Brian with women. And I'm asking if Brian is alive right now. And Ace of Swords is my yes card, which this is very interesting. And I didn't think that this would take this course of action, because if Brian is alive, which kind of makes sense because, you know, this made me think that Brian was with them, but then this card says, no, it's me and my husband. And then none of these cards indicate anything about him dying. He had a confrontation in the street, which, you know, that's fine if that would have led to maybe a card showing that something violent happened, but nothing happened. And this is traveling by unusual way to travel, an unusual way to travel. So if Brian is alive, which this is blowing my mind, if Brian is alive, I'm using my universal weight, where is he? If he is alive, where is he? Magician, you know, it's interesting thing about the magician, because the magician has all the tools he needs for magic. And what is magic? Magic are things disappearing before your eyes, which is seemingly what he did. He was like a magician that night. He disappeared. And then there's a woman that knows something. We keep getting the woman. We keep getting a woman. We keep getting a woman coming up. I'll dig through the cards later, but there's like this woman factor going on. Camera's not focusing. See if I can get the camera to focus. That's a page, starting new somewhere else. Putting a foot in new waters, going down a path. Like literally, I wonder if they've checked airlines to see if anybody left the country, if somebody left the country. I'm just not showing anybody passed away right now, so I'm just like, this is very, very weird. So he had a lot of burdens in his life. So let's ask the Haunted House Tarot. I know that the cards are not indicating he died, but let's just ask, is it possible that he committed suicide or was murdered? I'm just going to ask the Haunted House Tarot. There's the woman knowing something. There's a woman that knows something. This is very weird. There's a woman that knows something. And that's the Knight of Swords. And look at that, leaving. And there's a woman leaving. There's a woman leaving. God. Somebody helped him leave, I think. Somebody helped him leave. None of these cards are telling me that this person's deceased. I'm sorry. I've pulled a crap load of cards here. There's no dead people here. There's no dead people in these cards. And his mother is indicating that's just her and the husband over there. All right? Her and the husband over there. And this woman keeps showing up. And the friends. This is so strange. This is very strange. Let's push all these cards ahead. And let's grab the Robin Wood again. And say, is Brian Shaffer going to be found? Is Brian Shaffer going to be found? Gosh, can we pull another woman card? Seriously. Is there something? All right, so there's no death cards here. There's happiness. There's happiness. This is some different land. Wow. I don't know what to say in this. I can't solve this. I can't say that he has passed away. Honestly, I cannot say that he has passed away. I cannot do it. There's no cards here indicating passed away. There's a lot of cards indicating that he left. He left. Look at this. Leaving, traveling, leaving. Where did you go, Brian? Where did you go? This is so interesting. Do you guys have any insights into this? Look at here. We've got 2 Eight of Cups showing up from different decks. I'm sorry, folks, but that's somebody leaving. They've built an entire life for themselves. They literally did. They built an entire life for themselves and then said, I'm going off to do something better. And that's literally what they do. That's what the Eight of Cups means. So tell me what your thoughts are, because I can't solve this missing person's case because he's gone and he's happy. He is happy. And I'm not convinced at all that he has passed away. I'm sorry. These are really happy, good cards. You wouldn't have that if he was brutally murdered or, I don't know why all these cards are coming up that are so happy. But I'm going to go with the fact that I'm just going to go with my theory, and this is for entertainment purposes only. But I think that Brian Shaffer possibly allegedly could be alive. He could be living with someone else, has made a life for himself completely somewhere else, changed his identity somehow, and is very, very happy wherever he is with his life. But this is leaving. This is leaving. Those two cards are leaving. So this was fascinating for me to do. I cannot say that he's passed away. Seriously. I didn't get any cards of somebody passed away. So this is really, this is going to be intriguing. And, it would be nice for the surviving sibling or siblings, if he would, reach out and contact them, because both his parents are passed. I mean, after all these years, it'd be nice if he could reach out, if he is alive. Gosh, think of the suffering of your sibling in that. If he could reach out, I don't know if he can. Let's just ask the Robin Wood, is there going to be a point in time where, if Brian is alive, will he reach out to somebody in the family? King of Cups. That would be a brother, and we got the Ace of Cups. Yes, that's always my yes card. Aces are my yes. Well, this is interesting. Somebody asked me to do this case, and I'm really glad that they did, because this took a turn that I had no idea this was going to turn in this way. You never know when you pull tarot cards what you're going to get, but I am definitely going to say that because of the yes, that this is going to be a solved case. I don't think this is going to be a cold case forever, and that's what I'm going to stay with for my theory anyway. You guys, please let me know your thoughts below in the comments. What are your theories?